Okay, so let's get right into it. It's Muneeb from Fleetmaxx with your weekly market brief. So currently kicking off with oil. Oil is currently trading at 98.87 spot to the barrel. This week we opened up at just above 94, range bound. This is the 4-hour chart. Didn't do much. We did make a climb on Tuesday of 98 and rejected back down to 94. And then since then we've shot up since inflation data came out for the US dollar, which showed inflation hadn't risen since last month, and we've climbed up to 98.8. Looks like we could be heading, if this area breaks, back up to $100 a barrel again. And that's all. Looking at the daily chart, them lows did get tested of 93 last week and this week, but price action looks like we might make a pop just above 100 again. So that's all to play for. Moving over to cable. Cable is currently trading at 122. Pound made a good recovery. Inflation data came out for the US dollar and showed that inflation is easing in the US. The data, once on the release of the data, all risk assets made a good climb, from the indices stock market to cryptocurrency and all risk assets in the currency market. So the pound, the euro, the Aussie dollar, everything made a climb. So currently trading at 122. Yesterday, this is the 4-hour chart. Yesterday we were trading at 120.72. So the pound did make a good climb yesterday, and it went up 1.67%. Again, the pound looks like it's going to continue advancing, as there was a big rate hike from the Bank of England last week, and it looks like for the next meeting of the Bank of England, we are looking for another 50 basis point rate hike. So it looks like the rate hikes that are coming from the Federal Reserve, the big bazooka rate hikes of 0.75%, are actually working. Inflation has sort of like eased a little. So if this is the case, then the Federal Reserve won't need to raise rates at an aggressive pace. And if that is the case, you will see all risk asset making a good recovery. We could see the pound climbing back up to 125.00 in the next coming weeks. Again, the next Federal Reserve interest rate hike decision is going to be in September. So I don't think the chances of a big rate hike of 75 basis points has dropped quite significantly. So we might see the Fed raise rates by 0.5%. So it will give a little breathing room for the market to recover on all risk assets, from stocks, cryptocurrencies, and risk assets in currency markets. So the pound, the euro, the Aussie dollar, the New Zealand dollar will all make a recovery. All the safe haven demand will start easing. The dollar will start losing its gains. And that's pretty much it. Oil, again, it's one of them. If you bought your contracts at a good rate at $93, you should see a good drop. If not, it's pretty flat for next week then in the diesel market. And that's all. Join me again next week.